You know, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky. On a prayer we go higher than high. Yeah, wide awake, it's a big miss. You know, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky. On a prayer we go higher than high. Yeah, wide awake, it's a big mistake, 'cause it's something we can deny. Oh, this time we can reach the sky. On a prayer we go higher than high.
Welcome to Optimize My Life, the ultimate radio show where we unlock the secrets to living our best lives. Now, before we dive into this exciting journey of self-improvement and empowerment, I want to take a moment to thank our incredible sponsor, the Hope Collection, for making this show possible. Their unwavering commitment to spreading hope and positivity in our lives is truly remarkable. We believe in the power of interaction, so we want you to be a part of this incredible journey. Call in, write to us.
Lift, rattle, lift, rattle, lift, rattle, lift.
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 Everybody.
There you go.
Lift, rattle, lift, rattle, lift, rattle, lift.
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 Everybody,
Everybody,
sound off.
sound off.
In the front, sounding weak.
Sounding weak.
In the middle, sounding weak.
Sounding weak.
In the rear, tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
If you stop, you're gonna drop.
Gonna drop.
Can't stop, running,
Running.
PT, so good,
So good.
all the way,
All the way.
all the way,
All the way.
Lift, rattle, lift, rattle, lift, rattle, lift.
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 Motivated,
Motivated.
dedicated,
Dedicated.
Number one, from the sun,
From the sun.
super duper,
Super duper.
paratrooper,
Paratrooper.
everybody,
Everybody.
clap your hands,
Clap your hands.
sound off,
Sound off.
sound off,
Sound off.
1, 2, 3, 4, hey,
1, 2, 3, 4, hey.
run, we gonna run all the way, hey.
Run, we gonna run, we gonna run all the way. Hey.
Early this morning about 2:45,
Early this morning about 2:45,
my branch chief was drinking tea.
my branch chief was drinking tea.
He had black hats standing all around his desk.
Black cat standing all around his desk.
He had 12 green hats in the leaning rest.
Had 12 green hats in the leaning rest.
He said, bring smoke today, everybody.
Bring smoke today, everybody.
Bring smoke on Joe, everybody.
Bring smoke on Joe, everybody.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Fired up,
Fired up,
motivated,
motivated.
fired up,
Fired up,
dedicated.
dedicated.
So me and Superman had a fight.
Well, me and Superman had a fight.
I hit him in the head with some kryptonite.
I hit him in the head with some kryptonite.
I hit him so hard that I busted his brain.
I hit him so hard that I busted his brain.
And now I'm dead in Lois Lane.
And now I'm dead in Lois Lane.
A left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
A left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
1, 2, 3, 4, hey!
1,
come on now,
2,
everybody now,
3,
clap your hands now.
4, hey!
One sounding better now,
2,
don't stop.
3,
All right now,
4, hey!
are you ready
2,
to run along
3,
with me?
4, hey!
Get yourselves
2,
motivated. Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Everybody,
Everybody,
sound off.
sound off.
In the front,
In the front,
sounding weak.
sounding weak.
In the middle,
In the middle,
sounding weak.
sounding weak.
In the rear,
In the rear,
tighten it up.
tighten it up.
If you stop,
If you stop,
you're gonna drop.
you're gonna drop.
Can't stop,
Can't stop.
running.
running.
PT,
PT,
so good.
so good.
All the way,
All the way,
all the way.
all the way.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left. Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Everybody,
Everybody,
sound off.
sound off.
In the front,
In the front,
sounding weak.
sounding weak.
In the middle,
In the middle,
sounding weak.
sounding weak.
In the rear,
In the rear,
tighten it up.
tighten it up.
If you stop,
If you stop,
you're gonna drop.
you're gonna drop.
Can't stop,
Can't stop.
running.
running.
PT,
PT,
so good.
so good.
All the way,
All the way,
all the way.
all the way.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Motivated,
Motivated,
dedicated,
dedicated.
number one, from the sun,
From the sun.
super duper,
Super duper.
paratrooper,
Paratrooper.
everybody,
Everybody.
clap your hands,
Clap your hands.
sound off,
Sound off.
sound off,
Sound off.
1, 2, 3, 4, hey,
1, 2, 3, 4, hey.
run, we gonna run all the way, hey.
Run, we're gonna run all the way. Hey.
Early this morning, about 2:45,
Early this morning, about 2:45,
my branch chief was drinking tea.
my branch chief was drinking tea.
He had black hats standing all around his desk.
Black cat standing all around his desk.
He had 12 green hats in the leaning rest.
Had 12 green hats in the leaning rest.
He said, bring smoke today, everybody.
Bring smoke today, everybody.
Bring smoke on Joe, everybody.
Bring smoke on Joe, everybody.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Your left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Your left, right, a left, right, a left, right, a left.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Yo, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Everybody,
Everybody,
sound off.
sound off.
In the front, sounding weak.
Sounding weak.
In the middle, sounding weak.
Sounding weak.
In the rear, tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
If you stop, you're gonna drop. Can't stop, running. PT, so good. All the way, all the way. Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Motivated, dedicated. Number one, from the sun. Super duper, paratrooper. Everybody, clap your hands. Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4, hey.
1, 2, 3, 4, hey.
Run, we gonna run all the way, hey.
Run, we gonna run all the way, hey.
Early this morning about 2:45.
Early this morning about 2:45.
My branch chief was drinking tea.
My branch chief was drinking tea.
He had black hats standing all around his desk.
Black cat standing all around his desk.
He had 12 green hats in the leaning rest.
12 green hats in the leaning rest.
He said, bring smoke today, everybody.
Bring smoke today, everybody.
Bring smoke on Joe, everybody.
Bring smoke on Joe, everybody.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Yo, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Fired up, motivated, fired up, dedicated. So me and Superman had a fight.
Me and Superman had a fight.
I hit him in the head with some kryptonite.
I hit him in the head with some kryptonite.
I hit him so hard that I busted his brain.
I hit him so hard that I busted his brain.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Yo, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Everybody, sound off. In the front, sounding weak. In the middle, sounding weak. In the rear, tighten it up. If you stop, you're gonna drop. Can't stop, running. PT, so good. All the way. Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left, right, oh, left.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Motivated, dedicated. Number one, from the sun. Super duper, paratrooper. Everybody, clap your hands. Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4, hey.
1, 2, 3, 4, hey.
Run, we gonna run all the way, hey.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Unveiling Valor. So this week, Captain Len Kaine is on a cruise being honored by Carnival Cruise for Armed Services Day and Memorial Day. So I'm your host today, instead of your co-host, Mary Stanley, and I'm stepping in as he takes his little break. Even though Len is not with us today, his spirit and service and kindness lives on in every story we share. So stay tuned because we have a phenomenal guest that I'd love for you to listen and share about what he does as a and what he did to make the world a better place. Welcome, Matt. How are you doing?
Good, Mary. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear ya.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for filling in at the last minute.
Hey, you're welcome. Cool.
So this show is all about service members, prior and current, but it's also about kindness. It's about giving back and making the world a better place. And I'd love for you to start and tell us a little bit about your story.
Ooh, my story. Where do I start with that? One day in 1985, I came into this planet, courtesy of my parents. The end. Thanks,
Well,
Mom
you
and
know what? That's better than my husband's story.
Dad. um, so I'll start with some basic stuff. I'm from Maryland originally, born and raised in Gaithersburg, and had two parents, all that fun stuff. And along the way, unbeknownst to me, my parents had announced that they were going to get divorced. At the time, that was a I didn't realize how that was going to be a turning point for me to what I'm doing today. And that when that announcement happened, I was at that moment in time I had thought for whatever reason that divorce was like dumb and embarrassing to cry over, so I didn't like cry or anything. I just went silent. And for a lot of parents, they're told, "Oh my goodness, if the child doesn't do that, doesn't like start crying about it right then and there, like my sister did, then that's a problem." So from that day on, and I realized, okay, I don't want this to happen again to me as when I get married one day. So how do I prevent this from happening? So that led me down this. What I didn't know was my first step into personal development, and along the way becoming introspective in me and realizing, okay, the person I marry is going to be like a reflection of my mother. Oh my god, I better like work through my mom issues and things like that. Trust me, I don't know when or how I figured it out, but I was like, ooh, let's change it real quick. So then I got into college, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to study, and eventually I settled on the major of family science, which is family studies. And halfway through, because I started out at Towson University, and eventually I would transfer to University of Maryland College Park, and in doing so, I ended up joining the Marine Corps Reserves. How that happened was at that moment in time, I'd always been having a lot of conflict with my mother since I was a teenager. Because what happens when parents get divorced? One parent becomes like God, one becomes the devil, and my mom became the devil, basically. And I started to have I started to hold on to a lot of anger towards her. My dad would tell me things, and she wanted to raise me as like this child. And my dad was going to raise me as you're a young adult. You're going to be a man. You need to be able to do X, Y, and Z. So there was that conflict going on within me for a while. So basically, I got involved in the Marine Corps because I one day lost my mother. I cussed at her, I said "F you," and she kicked me out the house. So I needed money for school, and got in the Marine Corps for that. And I was still in college. So that put me down another path of all right. Then I realized, or I figured out, or I thought was okay. Well, I'm in the military now. I've always like had an interest in helping the military, and it's not right that people have PTSD and stuff. So now I can like use this degree, and then I'm also in reserve. I can go full time, and I can do something where I'm working with families and members of the military because that's important, you know. Then, I thought I was going to do that. I came across an opportunity, cash gifting opportunity to work from home, and I realized or learned, oh my god, I want to work for myself with being my own boss and stuff. So from that point, I ended up taking a long journey of trying out this opportunity, that opportunity, this, and this, having more stuff, more problems financially, losing my car, going bankrupt at 27. It was just a journey, a long journey of trying to figure myself out, what I wanted to do ultimately, and then at the same time, let's not get divorced. Looking back. So, excuse me, at the time that I declared bankruptcy in 2013, I got into credit repair, which was smart. Didn't do anything with it because I lacked the resources. I didn't know a network. Didn't know a network or market anything. Didn't do anything. Got back into it in 2016, where at the time I got fired from a job, and I ended up linking arms with one guy who was also a veteran, where he had his own brokerage of doing small business loans. So I already done it before. So I started to cold call businesses and just see if they need funding. One thing they always said was the top thing, the complaint was that they would say, I'm tired of these high rate MCA loans, blah, 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 blah. And I would ask them, okay, well, what's your credit score? And like the vast majority of the time, they would say, oh, it's a low 6 something, blah, 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 or 500. And I'm like, well, until that gets fixed, you're not going to get these term loans that you want. So then at that time, I ended up finding another company that does credit repair and becoming affiliates with them. And I started sending them business left and right. And they could help out these clients with their personal credit and business credit. Worked well for a minute, and it stopped because I ran out of leads. And again, at the time, I didn't know how to network, didn't know how to generate my own leads, all that fun stuff. To then, fast forward to about 2018, where I met my now girlfriend, and in 2019, I ended up moving to Winchester, Virginia, where I reside now. And when I got here, I didn't know anybody. I was moving to a place I'd never heard of. Like before I even knew that Winchester was an actual town, an actual city, I legit thought the Winchester was just the name of a rifle. I'm not lying. And so when she hit me up, I was like, Winchester, where
That
in
and the crazy house.
yeah, I was like, where is this? That's a real place. So I ended up moving here and not knowing anyone, not having a car, no job, credit was crap. I didn't have anything. I didn't have much money, and then I ended up getting with another guy who was also doing brokering out small business loans. I got with that, and then one day I had like no loans were closing. I had like $30 to my name, and I'm like, I need to do something because also at the time, her and I were having a lot of arguments about money. Her family was what's the word? They didn't trust me. They thought I had bad intentions because she owns her home, has a car, has a career and stuff. Here I am coming here with like nothing, and they're thinking that I was trying to take advantage of her, which I wasn't. I was just trying to figure out like what I'm going to do here.
Life.
Yeah, and at the time I had like made some connections with people, and I was cold calling banks here locally and back home. Like, hey, if anyone that needs to get their that you guys can't fund, I have private lenders. We'll be good to go, right? So at the time, I cold called one bank back home in Gaithersburg. This lady, her name's Amanda, and she wanted to meet with me in person. And we met, and she's like, "Hey, I have a guy you should meet. His name is Mike. He can help people get their credit fixed." I was like, "Perfect," because that's more than one person. That way, if I come across any business owner that wants credit work done, I can refer them to him. Contacted him and I connected. We talked a lot. He had a referral program, and I would try and send some people, and these people didn't go through. And that was a first lesson about credit and people. A lot of people want their credit worked on, but a lot of them don't follow through, or some don't for whatever reason. So him and I connected on all this stuff. And in that moment in time when I was like, okay, I have no money coming in, I have nothing. I do not want to tell her because if I do, World War III will break out in the house, and I don't need that right now. So what do I do? So I was like, let me offer my services to people. I've done this, I did it before, to see who needs help with closing leads and getting sales. So I called that time Mike, and before I called him, I was like, please, oh God, please, let him need my help, because if not, I would have been screwed. I don't know what I had done. Called him up, and he was like, yeah, actually, I do need help with closing leads. And I was like, oh, thank God. So that's when I came on board. A1 Solutions Group, which I'm now part owner of, one of the owners of it, and just dived deep into credit repair then, and I focused on it, learned a lot, and that pretty much brought me to where I am today. Talking about on podcasts, doing in-person seminars, virtual classes on credit. I have my own virtual financial literacy course for children age 10 and up, because I got certified teach financial literacy. And then also along the way, I've started a new company of life coaching, because I've also added that to the credit repair. Because at the end of the day, what I tell people is that credit repair works, but honestly, it's a Band-Aid. Because if we're not going to get to the root cause of what got you in the first place, you're going to end up right back where you were, this time with, like, the home and what you need. And that happens to a lot of people. You don't hear about it, because I've seen it where the ads, oh, my credit score was at a 500, blah, 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 blah. Now it's at a 7 something, whatever it is. And then the question you got to ask yourself is, so what happened to that person 6 months to a year later or more? Most people end up going right back to where they were. And a real example of this is before I came on. A business partner had one client, and I remember seeing the results. They were in the 400s. The husband was a business owner, and he was able to get their scores up to 700s. And when they got that, the husband was able to get a business loan for like $100,000, got his dream car he wanted. Then he got a house that was like $600,000. So they got almost like $1 million in credit. And I'm not sure how long it took, but it wasn't that long. Their scores went right back to the 400s. I'm like, that's not fun. You get all that and you just can't maintain it and all that stuff. So yeah, that's my long story. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm available for bond minutes and all that other stuff.
Well, one of the cool things that your story shows you is how the perseverance, not giving up, but at the same time following faith or a blind faith.
Yeah.
And how when you
Well,
do have that faith and you follow your gut and your instincts with your faith, things will work out. Maybe not when you want them to, but when you need them to or when they're supposed to.
right. I agree with you.
Now,
I didn't think of it like
oh,
that, because this isn't my story. But yeah, it does show a lot of persistence and in faith. And I think of it now. I think I've always had that, like, it'll work out. It's faith. Just keep going, and it ends up working out and it being okay. And life ends up doing. It's just end up being okay at the end of the day. So
right. I mean, a lot of people, and this is part of your military training, is I always joke because part of the ethos is we will never quit. I mean, so you don't give up and never leave a man behind. And I always gotten yelled at for smoking. And I always use that as a smart comment back. Well, I
mhm.
can't quit smoking because that's my gateway quitting. Our ethos says we can never quit.
Right.
So if I quit smoking, what's that going
You're
to
a
lead
quitter.
to?
You're gonna quit, like,
And my superiors would get so mad at me because it wasn't exactly wrong. And now I
Mhm.
learned when I would say this that, oh my God, this is where my kids get it from. They think
Is
like their
that
mother.
funny?
But and that's so important because you could have, banged your head so many times against that wall and stopped, pivoted, and found a different career path. But you
Yeah,
stayed in that one field, in that one area, and just kept trying.
yeah, because I remember, excuse me, I remember as a kid, my parents would tell me I'd be very stubborn, because there's something that I did not want to do. I would fight them tooth and nail on it. It was got pretty bad sometimes. So funny story is, one thing about me, I don't like getting my picture taken. I have no idea why. I've never liked it. I've always been like, I don't want to do this. I hate this. Let's do something else. So as a kid, I did not enjoy taking these family photos I hated it because and because I didn't like dressing up, which I'm still not a fan of to this day. With me. So when Sears was still open, now we're dating ourselves. Sears, because at Sears you could go get their family photo portraits and all that stuff. And I remember one day we had to go there, and for whatever reason, this day I was not having it. I didn't want to be there. I didn't care. I was acting fool. I wasn't smiling. I think I was crying, throwing a fit. Like I was being such a hardhead. My sister, she's younger than me. She was just whatever, and my parents were just like sick of it. So, and looking back, I think they may have felt bad for the photographer. I think the photographer was like, "Can you just go away?" So my father, getting sick of my shit, took me back to the car, to the van at the time, to straighten me out. And he was like, "You need to get out together right now," or I forget what he said, but I remember being yelled at and going, "Okay, I'll stop," and I did. But then, as we were going back to Sears and then take the picture, oh my God, the resistance came back, and I was like, no. So to this day, the picture that was finally taken, because I was still causing such a ruckus, I wish I could show it to you. You can't see it, but you can hear it. Where I'm making this face, I have my finger in my mouth, where I'm like, and that's the photo that they took and posted on
Such
her
a
wall.
90s photo.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I was just like, there's a picture. I was like, I have a finger in my mouth, and like my parents and the photographer, they're like, the parents are like, we're good. We'll take it. We're sorry. Like that's where that comes from. And looking back, I'm like, okay, you know what? That's where the resistance comes from. I think that's part of me where there are times like maybe I should quit, but it's like, no, I'm just gonna keep going. I don't care, and just keep going. So it's always been there. I don't know where I get it from, or somewhere in my family tree. So
Genetics.
I don't know. I'm not Gen X because I'm born in '85, so I'm of the millennial generation. But somebody in my family is persistent and stubborn, and I inherited it. I don't know who. So
So I always use the disclaimer. I'm German, Irish, ex-military.
so you're dangerous.
So I have attitude issues. My attitude is not to protect me, because normally you say, the thing used to be sarcasm is a defense mechanism for the person giving it. No, my sarcasm is a defense mechanism for y'all because someone said something stupid that I just can't be nice to.
Hmm, that's a good point.
But isn't it? A lot of
Yeah,
us, our sarcasm is not to protect ourselves. It's our way of being nice because you don't
that's
want
a
what we're thinking.
yeah. Good point.
Well, my husband learned that one the hard way.
I can imagine. I can only imagine. I'm knowing for a little bit, Mary. I
So
can tell. I'm like,
now,
ooh, you got some sass.
oh
And then your
yeah.
kids give it, and then your kids giving back to you, and then you're like, well, damn.
See, I'm one of those that I wear a lot of hoodies because the
Mhm.
crap that comes out of their mouth, I laugh and I hide it because you should be laughing.
Right.
So a good example is so both my kids are autistic. My son is one of those outside the box, very creative. There's a loophole in the world. He has figured it out. And
Really.
so dad tells him, if you want to watch TV, you have to pick up your toys. Mom just says, go pick up your shit. I don't
Right.
play because I know they're smarter than me. So he looks at dad, he looks at the TV and just goes to turns the TV off and walks outside. He goes, it's only TV. So let's just say the toys didn't get picked up. Dad looks at me and I go, you gave him A and B. He chose B.
That makes sense.
Don't give him choices.
It's just do it, and that's it. Toys.
Yes. Words are important. Be specific.
Yeah, that's something most people wouldn't think about because he would just choose another option, be like, I'm just going to do this, and it's like, how are you doing this? Well, that's what you said, but you didn't find a loophole. It's just do it. That's it. Nothing else. No other choice. Or the illusion of
There you
choice.
go. It's always an illusion, but most people don't realize you give them A and B, and that's the great part of having special kids as opposed to regular kids, because regular kids would hear you can't watch TV, they throw the temper tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the fact that, you actually have an option here. Pick up your toys and watch TV or find something else to do.
Hmm.
Because they
Yeah.
know by the time you come back, dad forgets.
They figured that out.
Dad gets busy doing something else. He forgets you told him to pick up toys 5 hours later.
Mm.
Now, when it
My
comes to
parents are all like
credit,
that. Mm-hmm.
how much have you seen with it coming to like service members when they're getting out? Having no credit or lack of credit score?
Good question. I really haven't seen that much on that end. The challenge that I've faced is when I first got into this, I was like, "Ooh, I can work with veterans now and help them with their credit," and I couldn't really seem to get too many who want to help with their credit. Um, it's because I think most because when I first got into this, I really actually know like when I got into this and fully focusing on just credit repair. Because prior to this, I was trying to do other things like credit repair, this, and this. I had FOMO and I didn't want to like miss out on things. So when I finally decided I'm focused just on credit and nothing else, we focus on a lot of first time home buyers. Um, on that end. So when it's come to the veteran side, the clients that I have spoken to, which has been as of right now, like few and far in between. What I've seen is it's I will say this. It's the difference is that the veterans they'll have like the military star card that'll be charged off or like in collections or something. Um but at the end of the day, it's I can say this. Regardless if you're veteran or not, it's a lack of education, financial literacy that's not taught about
Mhm.
it. There's that end of things. When it comes to the veteran community, the thought process around credit or the focus or mentality is they're not so much in a rush to get it corrected or cleaned up. It's what tell me how this works, when what do I need to do? I got it, I'll do it, done. Let's get the job done. Whereas other people, unfortunately, other on the consumer end, they tend to be in a rush. And what happens is, a lot of them, they will be concerned about their credit because it blocks them from something that they're trying to get or buy. And that's when the concern. And unfortunately, a lot of people will say, I need this done within like 60 days. I'm like, you should have come to me 6 months to a year ago, minimum, right? On that end of things. And a lot of on the veteran side is I think a lot of people on the veteran side, and this is true in the military in general, the asking for help part isn't really in how to say this. It's supposed to be more encouraged. It's getting more out there where it's saying, hey, you can ask for help, but like it's still making that slow shift. And I feel like a lot of veterans, for most people, I'll say this. When it comes to credit is a very personal thing, and no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to say anything. You can't walk up to someone and say, "Hey, man, how's your credit score?" The people like punch you in the face. With the veteran community and being taught that you shouldn't ask for help, you have that. Then you have bad credit, and then there's stigma and judgments and fears people have around bad credit. You have like double the pressure and double like the stress, and then you guys think, okay, I'm just gonna walk around with my face being all smiley and not let anything bother me and try and tough it out. So
Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but your credit actually can affect your chances of promotions, things like that in the military. If
yeah,
because the belief
that's
is the same thing if your kids get in trouble, it reflects on you. If you can't keep your house in
yep,
order, then how can you keep your soldiers in order? So it's that double-edged sword. So people are trying to hide everything as much as they can so they can get those promotions and fix things.
right. Yeah, I've seen that. We've had some people who they're trying to get security clearances, and their credit stops them. They're trying to get things done, and it does have an effect on people. It can stop you from that. I didn't know about promotions. I do know that on the civilian side, in the government and some other financial places, and even in the hospital, the medical, like if your credit's not good, like you can be blocked from promotion, even a lateral move. I'm like, geez, people. I've been out of the job before due to bad credit, and I thought, which I don't necessarily agree with. I see where they're coming from. The issue I take with it is, if you're trying to make a change in your life for the better, just because your credit is bad doesn't mean that you said I don't care, screw it. Because things happen, divorce, people get sick, loss of income, things like that. So, but people aren't going to ask you, hey, what happened with your with your credit? Why is it bad or jacked up? If they do ask you, which I've had the very humbling experience of having to write an explanation to somebody who you probably never talked to. Here's why my credit's bad. Please help me. I need to make this work so I can, change my life. And it's like, it's none of your business. As long as I'm not a criminal and you've done the background check and you've done nothing wrong, then like let me prove myself here. And if I don't follow the rules, then let me go. But that's just my opinion on it and things like that. But hey, and at the end of the day, if you are the employer, you get to decide what kind of people you want in your organization, and that's just what it is. So it's a matter. End of the day, it's just a matter of playing the game.
Well, and you look at things like COVID,
Oh
that
yeah.
killed a lot of people's credit.
hmm They couldn't work and go
Now, how much
nowhere. Mhm.
right, couldn't pay bills because you can't work.
Yep.
How much does divorce affect your credit?
I can't say for sure, but I would say it kills it. From what I've talked to people who've been through divorce and who's going through it, it destroys it. And I've not been married or divorced, so I've seen it through my parents getting divorced and everything else. So it from what people told me and to what I could understand, what I've noticed is that when it comes to divorce, it's very rarely where two people are like, hey, this isn't working, I get it, let's just be amicable and try to get through this as fast as possible, and just I'll pay this, you pay that, fine. No, it tends to be one person wants to get through, be done with it, the other person says, screw you, I'm going to fuck everything up, and then their emotions come into play, and then one person says, I'm not going to pay this, and I'm not going to pay that, and the problem is you screw up your credit and the other person's credit. So it gets destroyed, a lot of things. People arguing what they're going to pay for, who owes what, all these things, and it's just it goes through. It will your credit will it will adversely affect it. Just know that once you are done, you can rebuild it and change it. And there's things and laws in place. And I've even seen it where people who are married, where this is a fun story, where people have been married where the spouse has taken the other spouse's information and opened up accounts in their name and stuff. The spouse had no idea.
Mhm.
Recently, end of last year, talking to one guy, him and his wife, and to do their credit analysis, because that's what we do. We sit people down. We do an analysis on your credit to get all three bureaus, your reports, see what's on there. That way, you understand what's on there and you're aware of it, what needs to be done, and all that. So I finally got on the phone with him and went over his credit report. I'm going over the accounts and everything. And he's like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. I'm like, what is this stuff? I'm like, yeah, this is on here. This is in collections. This has been charged off. And he was like, I need to go talk to my wife. At that moment in time, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay. So about like a day or two later, I call him back and I said, "How did it go?" He goes, it went as well as you thought it went. And the next thing out of his mouth was, "Yeah, I need to move and find a new place to live with my daughter." I went, "Oh," and I went, and then it hit me. I went, "I just almost caused a divorce because she apparently taken his information and opened up accounts his name and let that stuff get charged off and default and everything else." I was like, wow. So even if you're married, spouse can do that to you. So
It's even worse when you're married because there's nothing the other person can do about it. There's now laws in place that are helping with that.
no, I mean I do believe fraud because it's fraud. At the end of the day, even if you are married, it's you can't just take someone's information and be like, let me open up in your name and stuff. But the dumb thing
10
is that
years ago, it was legal.
what'd you say?
10 years ago, it was legal, and there was nothing you could do about it because you
Dude,
should know because you're married to them.
I don't agree with that law. It's not fair because you're
I
gonna know
didn't either.
everything
It
someone's
happened
gonna
to me
do.
when I was deployed.
Mm-hmm.
I had money in the account. I had hazard pay. I was ready, to transition out of the military. Next day, accounts were drained.
Ooh.
I'm broke day after payday. And I'm still getting phone calls now from loans that were taken out while I was gone. I'm like, I wasn't even here.
Mm. Wow.
And there
No,
wasn't much I could do.
but there's rules around that. If you're deployed and stuff, I don't know the exact law, but if you're deployed and things like they can't come at you for certain stuff unless you prove it. But no, there's stuff you can do. I don't, and that's where it gets to being a lawyer. And I'm not a lawyer. I can
There's
ask.
there there's a few things now that you can put into play. They didn't have that stuff in play 10 years ago
Mhm.
because this happened to a lot of spouses.
Good God.
Laws don't get into play until someone gets screwed over, is how it works.
Enough, or enough, or loses a lot of money. Then they're like, all right, let's put this law in place. Boom. Finally, years later.
Yeah. And that's the sad part.
Hmm.
I'll talk a little bit about your podcast.
Ooh, what do you want to know about my podcast?
What is it?
I can't tell you. It's a secret. I'm just kidding. So my podcast is called Financial Life, and I'm now describing it as an extension of my credit repair company. And on that one, we talk about credit, money, what's going on currently with everything. I have a lot of people who are in business. I even do a lot of some people do who are more on the spiritual side of things, like the whole woo woo and all that stuff. Because all ties in with money. And then I have one segment that I do on Mondays called Military Mondays. So, as a veteran myself, I want to feature other veteran entrepreneurs. So, I have people on, and we go live on the Facebook page. Usually, it's 2 p.m. Eastern on Mondays, and to talk about them, what they're doing, their mission, the business, the organization, whatever it is. Talk about the service. I make fun of them if they were in the Marine Corps because that's how it is in the veteran community, and just promote them and do my part. Because when I got into credit repair, I was like, I want to help out other veterans, and I couldn't figure out how to reach them. And then I got the podcast going, and I thought, oh, I could do this. And so I've been doing the Military Mondays, and people gravitate to it. They like it, they enjoy it, they appreciate it. I appreciate it. I enjoy doing it because it's doing my part to help us out best way I can. And when I do the Military Monday segment, I don't care if it has anything to do with money or not. It doesn't matter because the episode's about them, my guest, and not if it ties with money or not, which often it's rare if it doesn't. So, but yeah,
I was one of those that didn't tie into money, but
yeah, that's right. I think about it. That's right. You were, but I didn't care. I was like, whatever. It's all about you and neurodiversity, and the stuff that you do and how you help out people who have children and on the spectrum, and here's how you handle it and work with them. You know, it's important to know.
now I've had a few clients and a few people I know on the spectrum. On your financial part of your podcast, do you ever talk about money when it comes to using to buy things to make you feel good?
I don't believe I have. I may have talked about it on a short episode where it was just me, but that is a behavior people do because we've we've been programmed to buy things since we were kids because of commercials, and then some people I don't think people realize that they'll do it as a behavior to cover up something because sometimes people need to buy stuff because they have this belief that they're not good enough, that they're insecure, so they have more stuff. The better they feel. The problem is that you're trying to fill a void that can only be filled by you, and no amount of money or stuff is ever going to satisfy that. Nothing. It will be you'll feel good temporarily, and then you're like, crap, I need to get this, I need to get this, and this person's this stuff, and all this and all that. People do that a lot. They don't. It's like and they may not even be aware of it too.
Not until you're in debt.
But these people are in debt, and then they keep going and going and going, and it's just it's a behavior thing that comes to how do you feel about yourself, what's going on in your unconscious mind, and you have to go there to see what's happening, start and begin to shift that, and realize that you're okay as you are. You still got a whole bunch of BS beliefs that aren't true, but that's not comfortable to deal with that. It's like, oh no, I don't want to do this. I don't feel good. It's like you have to. If not, you are going to keep living this self-created cycle of hell that nobody wants to keep living. So,
And you end up with a house full of shit.
yeah, possibly shit you don't need, no longer want, and then you gotta sell it, or you become, a hoarder, which you don't want that. No, 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 no.
What's next in store for you?
I'm gonna start taking over the world one state at a time. Start with Virginia, then I'll go to Minnesota, and you can be my second command. You up for it?
Taking over Minnesota. Good luck.
No, but I can with you and your sass. No, it'll be a cinch, and your son can think outside the box. It'll be easy. Think about
Yeah, you try controlling that demon.
it. Just kidding. As far as what's next for me though, what I'm working on this year in the process of doing is getting my credit company where it's running on its own and hiring more people with that. Because what I'm really good at, I think what my calling is the life coaching and doing that more. I say more, but full time. And that company's called Infinite Power Coaching, and that is working with other coaches and entrepreneurs and saying like, hey, look, let's look at what's stopping you unconsciously, removing those beliefs and shifting it. That way you can take the actions needed and go after what you want. Especially you had the belief like I did for a long time that you're not good enough until you succeed at these high levels. The problem is that you won't lie to yourself because you're not good enough. You can't get stuff because you're not good enough. You don't believe you're allowed to have it. But then if you do get it, you'll have sabotage and the same cycle of trying to get stuff that you never get, and then also believing that you can't be good enough till you get it and such. So I want to do that more often, and I'm building a paid community with that as well currently, and looking to also as well working on a second podcast that's going to have a private one with paid subscribers, one for the veteran community, and have sponsors on that show, and to again get the word about other veteran service organizations, businesses, owners, and be more have more of an impact for veterans. Say, hey, if you're trying to get your business out, you be a sponsor, you be marketing. For the veterans out here, listeners, please this will be valuable for you. What you're trying to do, and really go more in that direction, more of the coaching. And I really believe I'm here to help out for those who are ready and open to it. I want also humanity to realize, look, you're not this meat box who's working a job. There's a lot more to you that you don't realize. Let's get you woken up, raise the level of consciousness. That way you can step into your power, your infinite power, and experience more of like the health you want, the love, the wealth, divinity, whatever it is, because that's what you're here for, to do that for yourself, whatever it looks like for you. I'm just here as like a reminder and to assist you with that, and then for you to fly and go kick some ass. So yeah,
You're the little Jiminy Cricket that sits on your shoulder. The
I
annoying
guess
voice.
I don't know. I'm like, hey, I just pop in and go, Mary, what are you doing? Leave me alone. No, Mary, you can't do that. Yes, I can. All right, go ahead and burn your hand again. Oh, it hurts. Told you.
The problem is that you just told me I couldn't do it, and I'm going to figure out a loophole in the system.
To burn yourself again? I was like, didn't do that. I'm just warning you.
So when I started coaching and I switched it over to something
Mhm.
else, I was told I couldn't save the world. I couldn't help everything. I figured out a loophole though.
Ah,
And so when I switch from working with individual people, I teach people to do what I do so that I can help 5 people. That person can help 5 people. Then you keep going so you can change the world.
one person at a time.
That's right. But you do it in a masses where you're teaching people to empower themselves to help others do the same thing.
That's how it works.
There's always a loophole. But you brought up a good point because, when you get into a business, most business people that help you start your business ask you, what would you be doing if you're not doing this? Or if this business fails? Because, new businesses, most of them fail anyway.
Right.
And most people already have a backup plan because in the theory used to be that it's a fear of failure. You always have that
Mhm.
one foot out the door.
Yeah.
But the more people I've talked to, it's not a fear of failure. They have that one foot out the door because they're afraid to succeed. It's easier for them to
Yeah.
walk away and keep failing than it is to keep pushing forward and following that path.
Yeah, that fear of success is very interesting. You're like, what? And it's in a sense, like they're the same thing, just looking at different angles. It's still fear at the end of the day. Because on the unconscious level, you don't believe you can handle it, and it's like, well, if I do get it, what the fuck am I gonna do? Oh my gosh, like, oh, what's gonna happen? And people aren't aware of that, so you got to address that first while you're moving forward. And it's interesting because I used to like when I used to I heard that years ago. And I was like, why would I be afraid of succeeding? And the thing is, I understand at the time was consciously you don't think that way. No one wakes up and goes, you know what? I'm afraid of success. You don't consciously think that. It's at the unconscious or what people know as the subconscious level. That's where it comes from. And so it's a matter of connecting with the unconscious mind because the unconscious mind communicates with emotion, and then you can address that and move forward. Otherwise, you will you won't allow yourself to succeed. You'll be oscillating between where you're at and where you want to go. Or if you do get it, you'll magically every single time without fail, do some sort of self sabotage, make the wrong move, make the wrong deal, whatever, and everything just goes down the crap chute. All right, did I lose you there?
Yep, sorry, I had to cough for a minute. My allergies kicked in really bad.
Gotcha.
Welcome to spring in Minnesota.
It's pollen everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go.
It's true. So as we wind down the clock and the hour's almost over, it was a fast hour.
Yeah.
Any plans for Memorial Day?
As of right now, I don't have any. I just want to just chill out and relax.
It's not funny how a lot of us veterans, that's what we do.
Yeah. I want to relax, enjoy that day, and just chill. That's it. I've realized that more and more. When you're an entrepreneur and you work at business things, you do a lot. You get to the point you're like, I just want to sit back, relax, read a book, and chill. I do miss going out and dancing and stuff. I miss doing that, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with sitting at home, read a book for a bit, do whatever, have fun with my girlfriend, and then I'm gonna play PlayStation for a minute. Sounds like a good day.
Yeah, I need to buy a new PlayStation.
What happened
I
with
have the
yours?
Nintendo right now. It was a PlayStation 2. Just
Oh,
wore out.
it lasted that long?
Yeah.
Nice. Ah, the PS2.
My Call of Duty, my stress reliever, shooting people and blowing stuff up.
Ah, you should play God of War. That'll be a good stress reliever for you.
Which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Um, I didn't do any one of them really, but I would especially say like the new one that's out, the remaster reboots. Those are pretty good too as well.
I want to get the remastered Wolfenstein.
They remastered it?
They did.
No.
Yes.
I never played. I never had it, but I watched people play because I wasn't allowed to have it. But that looks. I'm gonna look it up right now because it was like that was like Doom's competitor back in the day.
I think they redid Doom too. They're
Oh, they've
bringing back a
redone
lot of the
Doom.
old games.
Yeah, they've redone Doom like I forget. They're like the third or second installment of the redone Doom, but I didn't know they did Wolfenstein. They redid it because I remember the computer. Weren't you like fighting Nazis in like the game or something?
Yuppers.
Yep.
I'm kind of interested in how um the Oregon Trail
Oh yeah,
look.
they remade that. I don't know if it's out yet. I think it is.
It's out. I just haven't had the.
I don't know. I'd rather watch someone play it on YouTube first to see how it is because I don't want to be. I don't. I mean, that game was fun, but a lot of it was just random. So and so died of dysentery. Damn it! Everyone dies. It was like this is not fun.
Then you had to go pull up the encyclopedia to figure out what dysentery is.
Yeah, like at that age, you're like, okay, it's a disease. It sucks, but like so and so will get something to break down, and Jenny had to hunt, and then it was like whatever it was, like people get sick randomly, and then like I think one person in my elementary school class got to Oregon and like got to there, and anyone that did, it was like, oh, you got it. It was like, holy shit, he made it. That person seems like a god
Yeah.
because it was just a pain in the ass. And you get there like, yes, I made it. I'm good.
They remade the Pikmin series or the Pinkman series. My daughter's all in love with it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the most boring game in the world. I remember that game when I was
I
a
have
kid.
I have no interest in that game, so have fun.
I'm big into the Sherlock Holmes games.
I've never played those. I didn't know they had Sherlock Holmes.
Yes. So it's on the Switch, probably why you didn't play it. Might be on Steam. But you're basically following different books of Sherlock Holmes and you got to solve
Mm-hmm.
the mystery and figure out who killed who and find all the clues and things like that. It's a puzzle game.
Uh, gotcha.
It's a thinking game. I like those.
I could, yeah, you'd be more into the thinking games. I like more RPGs.
Final Fantasy then, huh?
Yeah, Final Fantasy, Super Mario RPG, and then I like the Wild Arms series, and then like after two, it kind of fell off. Three was okay, and I just lost after that. I was like, eh. The first one was great, and after that, after Final Fantasy, I'm very picky. I'm like, this better be a good one.
I like the Kingdom Hearts series or the original Kingdom
Oh
Hearts.
yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah. That was a good one. I remember playing in high school. At first, I thought that when I first saw that, I was like, "This looks stupid. Why is Disney making Goofy and Donald an RPG?" And I played it, and I was like, "This is a lot darker than what they're telling us. This has nothing to do with it." It's like, wow, Disney has a dark side.
It's a mix between it's a mix between Disney and Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's what it was, or what it is. And then that series is great, and then it was just, oh man, but And they put Sephiroth in that game. I was like, fuck you guys. This is not fair. Playing and fighting the first time with sword. You're like, what? I'm going to fight this guy? You butt whooped. So, good days. But
So we run out of time. I want to thank you for coming. You're awesome.
oh, thank you for having me on, Mary. No, I appreciate it. It's been fun. It's always fun talking to you. I was like, oh, gonna have a conversation with Mary today. How's it gonna go?
Hey, either can go this way or go sideways.
Yep.
You never know. But that's the fun
No,
part of talk radio. You just never know how it ends up.
that's true.
And my only goal is that you have fun. And if you have fun, my listeners have fun.
Yeah, because someone's having fun. There's nothing. You ain't doing it right. It's boring.
No, it's just a script of someone reading. It sounds like Ben Stein.
Oh yeah. He's dry eyes. Oh, I was like, oh my goodness.
A good way to go to sleep. Cure
Yep.
to insomnia.
Yep. Done. Put some binaural beats
So,
behind it.
exactly. So, next week, Armed Services Day, we're going to do a salute all week to service members, current service members. And so, we're talking about different things on different shows on ways to make your life better while you're in the service. And this week is Mother's Day. So, make sure you at least call her and honor those. And they don't have to be your biological mother. It's who that mother figure is in your life.
That's true.
And what leads us, it is. You know, it's whoever is there to listen to you vent.
Yeah.
So have a good day. Have a good night. Next Friday, Len Kaine will be back, fresh and relaxed from his cruise. So we will see you back here, same time, same place, next Friday at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. Bye for now.
Ah,
Thanks again, Matt.
you're welcome. Thank you.